My name's Kazden with Shatterproof Archery, and today we're going to go into how to upgrade your cheap bow and what it's going to cost you. Let's get to the point. Cheap bows can be great because it lowers the barrier of entry into archery, but there's a couple of things that you can do that actually don't cost that much that will make your $100, $200 bow shoot like a $400 or $500 bow. The number one thing you can do to upgrade your cheap bow is to upgrade the bowstring. Now, most cheap bows come with an endless loop Dacron bowstring. Dacron is just the type of material. Now, this string will totally work for the bow. However, what you're going to experience if you choose to upgrade it would be smoother shooting and a little bit faster as well. Dacron has quite a bit of stretch in it, which makes it smoother than like a fast flight string. But if you upgrade to a D97 string, Flemish twist, you're going to get faster arrow speeds as well as a smoother shooting experience, especially after the shot. With Dacron, it's similar to B55 where it stretches quite a bit, and so after you release the arrow, there's a lot of vibration in the string. So especially after the shot, if you have a D97 string, it's going to increase speed and enjoyability on shooting your bow. A D97 bowstring will cost about $30 to $40 depending on what you're looking for. The number two thing to upgrade your cheap bow is super easy, and if you have a recurve, it can make your bow shoot much smoother and quieter, and that is limb silencers. So these only apply to recurve bows. Long bows don't need limb silencers because the string doesn't touch the limb. But right here in this section, the string touches the limb, and so when you draw back and then release, then the string comes up and smacks the limb and can make it kind of loud. But if you have limb silencers, it can make the shot way quieter. Limb silencers cost like $5 to $10 depending on what you get, and you can get something like this. It's just a little rectangle, 2 limb silencers, and then one that you can cut up as an arrow rest, and it can make your bow a lot quieter. The next thing you can do to upgrade your bow is to upgrade the arrow rest. Now, some cheap bows do not have this issue. Some cheap bows have solid arrow rests. If it stays on there and it's not super loud, drawing back and releasing, you're good to go. But if you get something like this, where when you peel off the back, it like the sticky doesn't stay on there. If you get something like that, then a easy upgrade would be to get a new arrow rest or to glue something like this on. Having a bad arrow rest will either wear out really quickly or will just not stick in the first place. Now, my final piece of advice for upgrading your cheap bow is string silencers. That's these guys right here. These come in handy if you want your bow to be quieter or smoother in shooting. Some people don't care about this, but for me personally, when I'm shooting a bow, the smoother it is, the more enjoyable it is for me to shoot. So string silencers are totally not necessary, but if you want to upgrade your bow, if you want to shoot smoother, then getting string silencers can be a big plus. And these are something that you can buy a string with them already installed, or you can do something at home where you use paracord. There's different styles out there, and we've got a video on testing out 8 different string silencers and what works best. But adding string silencers can totally make your bow quieter while slowing down the arrow just a minimum, a couple of feet per second. So by spending anywhere from $30 to $60, you can make your $100, $200 bow shoot like a $500 to $1,000 bow. It can make it feel a lot nicer to shoot, and especially if you're hunting or something like that where sound really makes a big difference, this can be super helpful. So those 4 things, a string, a Flemish twist D97 string if you've got a like cheap fiberglass bow, that's the one I recommend, D97. Limb silencers, string silencers, and a solid arrow rest are the cheapest and quickest ways to upgrade your bow. If you have any questions about upgrading your cheap bow or archery in general, let me know at contact@shatterproofarchery.com, and I'm happy to help. Stay shatterproof. I'll see you on the next video.